having a rough day. So the solution is tea. This is Gong Ting Puer. Pour it in here and I'll show it to you. Actually, I'm going to pour the whole thing in here. There's not a whole lot left. Gong Ting Puer, because I will steep this a few times. I'm going to steep it a few times. I might as well put the whole thing in there. So this only needs to steep for 3 minutes, and I'll try it at 3 because then I'll increase the time for every steep I do. And the ingredients in this are Gong Ting Puer. That's it. So I'm actually really interested to try this. I'm trying to get more into puer. Unfortunately, you can probably see a bit of the chaos behind me. I am in my office, which is also the guest room, which is where I usually film. And I share the upstairs with my son. And we have taken everything out of his room, for the most part, put it in this room. And things will need to start going back in over the next couple of weeks. But there were some moths that were in his room. We don't know where they were coming from. We still don't know where they were coming from. So we just used it kind of as an excuse to do a deep clean. And yeah, it's working pretty well, but it's a bit slow going. And it means that everything's in here, which is going to drive me crazy. But it is what it is. It'll all get cleaned up. It's not the end of the world, but it means cleaning with a 12-year-old all morning, which neither of us were in the best mood during all of that. So I think we're going to stop now because he has a Taekwondo test in about a half hour that we need to go to. And so we're going to take a break. We just had lunch. That will make both of us less crabby also. And I think I will do some more work on his room when I get back from, actually I'm dropping him off at a sleepover afterwards. And so we'll do that and probably be in a much better mood at that point. Okay, let me see. I think this has been almost 3 minutes. Let's try a little bit of it. Oh, it's very light, so it probably needs a little bit more steeping time. It's very, very light. That indicates needing more steeping to me, especially for a black tea. So this is high caffeine. Not a lot of flavor yet, so it needs a longer steep. This said 3 minutes, and it's at 3 minutes now, but I think it probably needs 5. So it's very earthy is all I kind of get at the moment, but I mostly get hot water. So we'll give it 1 more minute and then pour more in here. I'm ready for some caffeine. I've had some caffeine this morning, but I need more. And I'll re-steep this a couple of times and have more tea this evening. I think my husband and I are going to go out to eat because I am just refusing to cook tonight. So we'll see. I'll meditate this afternoon when we get back, and maybe I'll be in better spirits about cooking later. Okay, let's pour some more in here. See what the color looks like now. It's, oh, when you pour a full glass, it's pretty dark now. So it's like a caramel color, maybe even a burnt caramel. So it is kind of woody and earthy, and there's nothing else but puer in there. So that's kind of the taste I expected. It's nice. It's a taste I'm acquiring. So far I've only drank flavored puers, but I don't dislike them. I know some people really dislike them because they are so earthy. I don't dislike them. I just don't think they have a ton of flavor. I would almost rather, I kind of equate pu'er and oolongs both as kind of this in-between green and black. And I'd rather go for an oolong so far, but my taste may change. So I am going to go finish this up and go relax downstairs. Probably listen to some ASMR videos to try to chill a little bit. And I will probably be back with another tea tasting later this afternoon. Bye-bye. Good morning. I'm ready for some caffeine this morning. Woke up at about 5:30. I actually laid back down and meditated for another half hour, so I'm not too wrecked, but I am tired. And we got some caffeine. Oh, I can smell, it just smells like lapsang souchong, which is the fiery roasted tea that I'm not terribly fond of. So I will say I'm not terribly fond of it by itself. I do have one of my favorite teas, which is Bonfire, and it has some lapsang souchong in it. Okay, so this should steep for 4 minutes. Trying to keep track of that. This is black tea, ginger, cloves, cardamom, natural gingerbread flavor. I don't know what natural gingerbread flavor is, since gingerbread is not a flavor in particularly. It's a group of spices. Lapsang souchong, cinnamon orange. Oh, cinnamon, comma, orange, comma, natural cinnamon flavor, ginger root, high caffeine. So we'll see what I think about this one. I'm kind of expecting it to taste like Bonfire, which again is one of my favorites. So hopefully I will like it. Lapsang souchong is such a overpowering scent that even if it's only got a little bit in there, I would probably smell it more than anything else. But it may not totally overpower the taste. I have on my penguin waddle shirt. So this is from YesFit. I may have mentioned in other videos that when I got back from Europe, one of the things we did while we were in Europe is we walked everywhere. We were on our feet for 5 to 6 hours a day because mostly what we did was museums. So even if we weren't walking actively, we were standing, and it was great, and I really liked it. And I didn't want to lose walking and standing and moving when I got back. Not that I'm always somewhat active. I have a tendency to be lazy, so I don't let that be an option. I make myself exercise every day, even if it's like a 2-mile walk. If that's all I can do, that's fine. That's a walk. That's fine. And one of the things I used to motivate myself was 2 different companies that will give you apps to track your movement and will send you medals of different kinds. So one I started doing was the Conqueror, what's it called? The Conqueror Challenge. I love those. So you have a certain distance in a certain country. So the first one I did was the Ring of Kerry in Ireland, which is a place that I've been before. And it was like 120 miles. So every time I went for a walk, I tracked it. I actually use it to track when I am standing at my standing desk too. I am generous and give myself an extra mile when I am standing. So I count that towards my miles. And then I also do this company, which has all different kinds of it has all different kinds of races. So the ones I've been doing tend to be shorter and are animal based. So I did the penguin one because my son loves penguins, and I did, what else did I do? I did, I think this was the first one I did because my son loves penguins. I've also signed up for the manatee one because I get a t-shirt that says Save the Floaty Potatoes. And then I have also signed up for the monarch butterfly one where, oh, the first one I did was Shark Week. So these tend to be shorter. These tend to be about 60 miles, and I only use them for my climbing. So I found a converter that says about 10 minutes of climbing counts as a mile. I think it's probably generous, but climbing is hard for me, so I am excited to give myself that mile. And yeah, so that is, this was a 60 mile, was it? Yep, 60 miles for the penguin waddle. And you have like a map of the Arctic where the penguins walk. And so every time you put in a time, you get a little peg that moves along. So I'll probably talk about those more because I love them. So this is kind of a pine, maybe a little darker, than maybe closer to toast kind of color. Too much lapsang souchong. So too much lapsang souchong for me. I can't really taste the other flavors. It really just tastes. Now, this one, I don't think I told you the name of this. So this one is Dragon's Breath. So I suppose for one called Dragon's Breath, it should be pretty smoky. But now it's also possible that in this packet, sometimes with these little packets, you don't get it mixed up well, and you don't get like, I may not have gotten a lot of chunks of ginger or cloves or other kinds of things. So yeah, it's nice. It's not so much lapsang souchong that I can't drink it and I don't like it. I will not drink a cup of straight lapsang souchong. I gave it away to a friend. But I can drink this, but I just can't taste the other flavors. They're just overpowered by lapsang souchong. But I will drink this because I want the caffeine, and I will probably be back with another video soon. Bye-bye. Hello. So it's rather late, but I wanted to do one more video tonight while my son is away for the evening. So I had the choice between something high caffeine or low caffeine. So I'm going with white strawberry. Plus, I recently had something with strawberry from them that I love. And so I'm excited to try another strawberry-based. It smells like vanilla and strawberry. Read what's in there. Kind of looks like Arabica, but I don't think it's supposed to be Arabica because it's got low caffeine. So I'm going to pop that into my teapot. And let's see what's in this. So this should be steeped for 3 minutes. White tea, rooibos tea, apple pieces, that's what I was smelling, probably rather than vanilla, some apple, blueberries, hibiscus, natural strawberry flavor, strawberries, rose petals, I saw a little bit of rose petals, and blue cornflower, so I wonder what color this is going to be, and natural vanilla flavor, so I did smell some vanilla. So I smelled some vanilla. The strawberry is the strongest flavor, but I can smell some apple too. And some rooibos. I'm very excited about this one. So it has been a busy day. went to Taekwondo test, and that took 2 hours because there were a million kids. But my son was very proud of himself. He got his 6th GUP on his black belt, I think. So I am very proud of him. He has been doing Taekwondo since he was 4. And he takes the summers off, but other than that, he goes twice a week. And he's not the most athletic kid. It's not like he's not athletic. I take that back. He's not into group sports. And so he likes indoor rock climbing with me. He likes running around. He loves swimming. And he loves Taekwondo. So Taekwondo's really been his thing. And because he's been doing it so long, and it's one of the really nice things about Taekwondo is with his instructor, who's the most magnificent instructor in the world. I adore him. He teaches the kids such wonderful lessons that aren't just about Taekwondo. He teaches them about patience. He teaches them about not giving up even when something is hard. He teaches them about trusting yourself and having confidence. He's just fabulous. And so, because he's been doing it so long, pretty much with this instructor, no matter what, every 3 months you get a new belt as long as you've been showing up to lessons. So he will make sure you're ready for your belt test. And he really does with all of them. And so he has, every 3 months, he has a tangible way to kind of show himself and show off to other people that he is working at this thing. So it's a really nice thing for kids who have a little bit harder time, I think, keeping track of how they're doing without something tangible, especially with gray. Oh, that's very, very light. So it is a white tea, mostly. That's the first ingredient. It still smells like strawberries and vanilla, but not as strong. It is very hot. That's strange. It has like a bitter something. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it has like something kind of bitter in the back of my throat. I don't necessarily dislike it, I just don't understand it. So I'm getting the vanilla, a little bit of strawberry, not a lot of strawberry. It's a white tea, so it's very, very light. But then there is this really strange kind of bitter taste in the back of my throat. What could that be? I mean, maybe hibiscus. Hibiscus is supposed to be kind of a tart, but I don't usually associate it with this sort of bitter taste. It's strange. I'm gonna pour a little bit more in here. So it's getting a little bit darker, but not much. Still very hot. And yeah, still a weird tart. I bet it is the hibiscus, kind of a tart bitterness in the back of my throat. So interesting. Not one I will run out by. Again, because white tea is not my favorite. But it's an interesting one to have at this time of night. So, all right. I hope you're having a wonderful post Thanksgiving holiday if you're in the States. And if not, just a nice weekend. All right. Actually, it's probably, no, it is Sunday. So it's not Monday yet. All right. Good night.